Are you agree Montreal should just call up Kakanen, goalie with 3 goaltender for a couple of weeks, or the Montreal again could call up Jacob Fuller, or at the end of the day, for all of you in the chat, give me your opinion. What you think Montreal should do to fix the problem in Montreal between the pipe at this moment?
Yeah, so I think, I was just talking about kind of what my stance is about bringing up somebody like Kakanen. I don't think, trading for someone like Binnington is a solution at all. Okay, let me go through this. I'm not in favor of bringing up Fowler right now at all. You guys saw what I said in my headline. If you missed it, most goalies only really start when they're like 23, 24. And if you are going to bring him a bit early, even just for a couple games, I would much rather do that when Montreal has his shit in order, not when everything is, the defensive zone coverage is terrible. It's not the right time to bring in somebody like Fowler in the HL. In terms of bringing up Kakanen, I think you're much better off just giving, until I see Monty really kind of go off the rails here for another 2 to 3 games. I'm giving him a little bit more rope just because he had that good game in Vegas. So I'm hoping that he can kind of like get back on track here a little bit. But I would revisit that. If Monty continues to de-escalate in the next 3-4 games, then you're going to have to start looking at maybe doing something like that. But I'm not there yet with Montembeault. In terms of making a trade for goaltending, like my headline said, I don't think Fowler is going to be ready to play for the Montreal Canadiens, being ready to be as a starter for at least 3 years, guys. I'm not against going and trading for another goaltender to change our mix, but it's got to be somebody that's going to play for the next 3-4 years to kind of bridge that gap between when Fowler maybe is going to be ready to be in the NHL. That's why I really wish they would have made a trade for Askarov in the past, like when they had the opportunity to do that, right? So I think ultimately, I wouldn't trade for somebody like Craig Binnington. Brossois, I don't know, coach, I guess he just hasn't really played a lot of hockey in the last 2 years. Again, I'm not ready to make that panic move. I would much rather Montreal hold on to those assets. They still need to keep those assets, coach, to trade for a second line center eventually, whenever that can happen. I would not be in favor of going for Jordan Binnington either. Either Binnington, I wouldn't trade for them at this time.
Why we don't go with Tobias Saturday and Sunday? When you have Nick Suzuki play both game or Mike Minnesota play 50 minutes per game, why a goaltender cannot be back-to-back goalie?
I think it's just, okay, so one wrong doesn't make 2 right, coach. Like, they are playing Suzuki way too much, and we didn't talk about that tonight. But that's a huge problem. With a condensed schedule, Montreal will need to kind of balance out their ice time here. You saw what happened when Evans took that penalty and Suzuki had to kill penalties. I'm really concerned about burning out Nick Suzuki here, coach. It's a lot for him to take on, and he's been amazing. But you can't expect him to be at the same level playing the amount of minutes that he is. Again, I just don't understand the benefit of doing something like that, coach. Montembeault, again, I'll say it again, just 2 games ago, played very well against Vegas.
He did. Marco, that's great. But 9 other game is
okay.
0.800, 0.6010. He get removed 2 times in the last 5 games.
You're looking at the save percentage. Coach, we just talked about that. You can't just...
No. I'm talking about his game. And the last 5 games, he get removed 2 times. Now you give me 1 game for Vegas, but before that, he get removed 2 times.
And Montreal played very poorly in front of him too, and he didn't have there's some bad goals for sure. But I'm just saying that if you're just trying to give yourself the best odds of winning, I think you have a better chance of winning playing Montembeault on the back-to-back than playing Dobesh 2 games in a row. You're not giving yourself a better chance to win by having him play back-to-back. Now, unless something crazy, let's say they play against Toronto and he has a super easy night where only faces 15 shots, and it's not impossible, right? But
if we beat Toronto Saturday, Tobesh, and he have an excellent game, he just beat Winnipeg, and Montembeault, a bit bad Saturday. Anderson is the back-to-back. Anderson, you travel, everything like that. I understand it's not the best thing to do, but what we have right now, I think, when we said that's enough, that's maybe the best question. When you said that's enough, if Montembeault plays Sunday, and he gave a bad game again, and then next week have another back-to-back game. We're on the same story next week when we talk to each other. No.
So, guys, I was seeing in the chat here. So, again, it's not about me having or not having confidence in Montembeault. We're talking about what gives Montreal the best chance. What are the best chances that they can give themselves to win with the situation that they have? The options are, okay, you could go trade for someone, but that's not likely to happen, or it's way harder to make that happen. You could. So the options are you call up somebody to play instead of Montembeault. I don't think that really necessarily increases your chances of winning. It's kind of a wild card. Playing Dobesh back to back in that situation, again, I don't like the statistics show that it's very rare that a goaltender is going to be able to match the performance on the second part of the back to back. That's just science, coach. Like, that's just not how you do it in the NHL nowadays. It's too much for teams or for goalies to do. So it's not about me, guys. Like, again, if you look at Montembeault's track record, there's more track record that shows us that he's a goalie that we knew from last year more than what we've seen this year. Now, again, he hasn't shown us a lot of that this year. And for sure, there's a lot to be concerned about. And I'm not saying that there is limitless faith that you can have in him either. But I'm just saying that at this stage of where Montreal is, I think you don't have a choice but to hope that he can have another game like Vegas here, try to kind of get himself back to where he was and build some momentum. And if you don't see that, say within the next five games here, then you're going to have to revisit it. But I'm just not ready to completely sign off on Montembeault at this stage. It's all about odds, coach, and it's all about kind of what gives yourself the best chance to win. And I don't think going back to back with the same goaltender does that.
Thank you to watching another Habs Nation video. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the channel, and finally let us a comment about this video. And remember, you have greatness inside of you, and we wishes you an amazing, great, and blessing day.